morning, good morning, good morning. Louisiana Garden Guru, good morning. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope all is well with you. DD Pharmacy, good morning. I hope all is well with you. Food Forest Permaculture, how are you, Howie? Hope things are great. Melanie, the moderator, hello. Thank you guys for coming in. I truly appreciate you. Still getting set up. You know how slow I can be. But I do appreciate you all being here. That. See who else we have here. Melanie, the moderator. So everybody, I'm gonna give you guys. We're gonna be on here for about an hour. We're gonna let everybody come on in. Charles Robinson, hello. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Gonna let everybody come on in the room, and we're gonna get going. This is a time where we have to try and help each other out with different ideas, different strategies. And I think with gardeners, we definitely need to do that, because I think at this time we're going to play a very important role. Gardeners, farmers, teachers, all across. It's going to be very important because we need to share our experience. We need to listen to other people's experience so that we can grow our own food. I put a post up yesterday. On last night on my community post, I was riding in the area and I seen a guy with his tiller out, just tilling the land. And for a lot of you who've seen that post, sorry, who've seen that post, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But now it's the time I stopped, talked to him, and I asked him, I was like, so what you planting? And he was like, basically a future for me and my family. He was like, we got to start growing our food. It's getting kind of different times out here, and it's unexpected, or we don't know what to do. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the future holds. So I think that goes all across the board for all of us. We need to learn to grow our own food. It's not a time to kick into the fear. Fork and allotment, hello. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. It's not a time to get scared or to get to give up or feel, nervous or whatnot. I mean, it's a little unsettling. I'm not saying it's not, but it's a time for us to start thinking. It's a time for us to start preparing on what we need to do. And that's what we're going to try to do today. White Flower Homestead, hello. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Miss Farola, thank you for being here. I appreciate you as well. So it's just different times. Today, our governor came on, and she basically told us we're on a stay-at-home order as of 12 o'clock midnight. A lot of states been getting a stay-at-home order, but I was wondering like when they were going to do it for our states, because sometimes it could be a little rough here. And I think she was trying not to do it at all costs, but the cases here has picked up tremendously. We have like 1,000 active cases here. Our police officers went on a run, and 5 of them attracted it. I'm trying not to say the name, but everybody know what I'm talking about. 5 of them attracted it. 200 of our officers are now in quarantine. That's a lot of our officers off the street right now. So basically, we have to be careful. I mean, one of our teachers attracted it. She said she don't know how. She said, I was so careful. I mean, the gloves, the mask. She was like, I don't know if what I did. A lot of people don't know how to properly take off a glove. You know, a lot of people put a glove on. I wish I had a glove to demonstrate it, but they don't know how to properly take take it off where it's turned inside out, and take the other one off where it's turned inside out. So whatever contaminants that are on that glove can be disposed properly. Um, the gas handles, you just got to be careful. All the counters in public places, you really, really have to be careful. So I feel a little I feel bad because some people have to go to work. You know, our postal carriers, our police officers, our doctors, our nurses, they have to go to work, and we have to pray, remember them in our prayers, that they stay safe out here, at all costs. So we're going to get into our subject for today. I thank everybody for being here. Um, Jordan, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. We just got some snow, just a little bit. It wasn't a lot. Dusting. It's going to probably melt by tomorrow because for the next 3 days we'll be in the 50s. Um, um, I was going to let me share something. I was going to Home Depot Saturday. I got my partner's car. I got his truck. And he said, "Where you going?" I said, "I need your truck right quick. I need to go to Home Depot." He said, "Okay, well, and he kept hesitating, and I was like, "What? I'm going to Home Depot." So all the other workers pulled up, and they was like, "Where you going?" I was like, "I'm going to Home Depot," and they was like, "Oh, okay." So I get halfway to Home Depot, and something says, "Call Home Depot and see if they open." I called Home Depot. They closed at 6 o'clock. It was 5:59. So I'm like, okay. I turn around to go back to take him his truck. I get a phone call from him. He's like, "You do know Home Depot is closed, right?" I was like, all of y'all was sitting out there. You heard me say I'm going to Home Depot, but nobody told me they closed at 6 o'clock. I was like, okay. So you already know I was a little upset about that. But the point of me going to Home Depot was to get the fence and my post to start moving the property line back. But that didn't happen. So I'm probably going to have to wait 3 weeks to get my fence and whatnot. Like I said, we just got a stay-at-home order. I'm not sure if Home Depot is going to be open, if that's considered an essential store or not. I don't know why it wouldn't be for certain areas of the store for plumbing, electrical, because things go wrong and a lot of people go there to get their supplies, but I'm not sure. But it's just not worth me taking the chance to try to rush that. I'll take my time in April, end of April, because I can't do anything here as far as gardening until pretty much the end of May. But I was trying to knock a few things out of the way to prepare for it. But that particular situation, I'm going to have to wait. Our stay-at-home order is for 3 weeks. And she'll basically see how it go from there. So once April come, the end of April come, I'll see how things is. And then we'll start going back because I was waiting for the ground to thaw. White Flower Homestead, I'm going to stay open. Okay, let me go back into the comment section. Good afternoon, everyone. Jordan, I'm so glad that you're here. Victory begins in the garden. Yes, it does. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Don't forget about your grocery store employees. Yes, you're absolutely right. The grocery store employees, they still have to go to work, and they're everything is taking a chance, and they basically got to be there. So remember also, yeah, grocery store employees, restaurant owners who are doing their carry out, those employees, if employer wants to keep that business open, those employees are, you know, they're at risk too. And so we have to remember them in our prayers, because none of us here have ever experienced anything like this. None of us here really know exactly what to do and how to get through this. So I'm saying that to say this. When you watch other people videos and they're giving you survival tips and they're giving you tips on how to grow your garden to survive, or they're giving you tips on how to store your food, don't be so quick to be like, oh, they don't know what they talking about. Look, we're all just trying to help each other. None of us is professionals. We're just trying to help each other. We're not trying to and this is what it's about. I can't think of each one teach one is what Homestead Hart said, and that's the truth. We have to to help each other. Um, Somebody might not be as good as growing tomatoes as that other person is in growing um, cucumbers or their greens. We have to come together. It's not really a time to be divided. It's not a time to um, just have chaos amongst us. Just help each other. If you see a gardener that's doing something and they ask for help or suggestion, and you have an answer or solution, type in the comment box and give them a suggestion. Give them a solution, because none of us ever, to my knowledge, said that we were perfect. None of us, to my knowledge, has said that we are professionals. Even if we're licensed, even if we're master gardeners, you know, we still are in our learning curve. We still know things are going to come up that we hadn't challenged before. So basically, if you are a gardener and you're growing food, this year is a good time to grow a little extra for somebody else, because even though we're going through this situation right now, there's always the aftermath, the cleanup, you know. Uh, when it's all said and done, the rubble that's left, we got to get through that as well. So definitely need to grow your own food. And we definitely need to help each other out. If you are in 9A or B, pay attention to the people that's in 9A or B. If you are in 8, pay attention to the people that's 8. If you are in 7, pay attention to the people that's in 7. 6, pay attention to the people that's in 6. The reason why I say this is because that's your particular zone. You're going to be out in zone 9 and zone 8 is going to be out of the gate a little bit quicker than me, zone 6B. So by the time I start doing what I do in the garden, you're going to already okay, sorry about that. I got tenants texting me. You're going to already need to have been out there. By the time I start, like I'm just starting my seeds this week, a lot of people, zone 8, 9, they already got their seeds going. So, pay attention to the zone that you're in, and pay attention to the gardeners that's in your zone as well, that's growing food, okay? And another thing, if you're putting up videos, tell the people what zone you're in so that they'll know, because a lot of people don't know. I'm in California zone 9, whatever. You might want to either put that in your title or put that in your the beginning of your video, so people that know, because a lot of people are seeking out gardening videos to learn to garden, and rightfully so. Okay. All right. So today's topic is how to grow basically a survival garden. Um, This year, I'm going to be growing more than I ever have before. Um, Not so much because of what's going on, but because I'm trying to really become dependent on my garden and not dependent on the grocery stores. So I'll be growing a little more than what I normally do. Let's see what's going on. Plants are in the ground in zone 9A. So yeah, Louisiana Gardening Guru, they're saying plants is in the ground already in 9A. I've been watching Miss Linda's videos, and yeah, she's growing, harvesting, planting more seeds, harvesting, and that's pretty much where a lot of the people in the South are right now. They're down the road. We haven't even got out the gate. We still standing at the gate. So definitely want to follow those who are in your zone. Moon Gardner, hello. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Welcome. Suzette, thank you for being here. Hello. How are you? I appreciate you coming in as well. So choose your ideal location. Remember a couple of maybe last year, for those who have been following me, I did a zone video of my yard, how we have different zones in our state. You also have different zones in your own backyard. Some places are harder than others. If you guys get snow, you'll notice that the snow might melt in certain areas faster than it will another area. It's good to know the zones in your yard, especially if you're doing a garden that's going to be an all year round garden, because you want to pick that hottest spot, that warmest spot in that area to be able to grow and know what you're going to grow. So knowing, having an ideal location to start your garden will be perfect. This is a survival garden. This is a garden that you're pretty much going to try to grow all year round. One of the ways that we can do that is to use cold frames. Everybody don't have the capacity in their yard to have a greenhouse, but you might have enough space in your yard to do cold frames. And if you build those cold frames up high enough and you put a glass window or something over it, you will still have that effect that you would as a greenhouse. It's just going to be a little lower to the ground, but that sun is still beaming on that glass and warming up that area that you have closed in. So cold frames is important. Short bus pull up, hello. Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you. So look into cold frames, not cold frames. Glass sheds. Food Force Permaculture is saying glass sheds. Now, when you say glass sheds, what does that mean, Food Force? Glass sheds as in a shed made of glass, because that's a greenhouse to me, or sheds that just have maybe a glass roof if it's a homemade shed, or you know which one. Okay, I'm sorry. If you have, I got a bunch of old window frames, a bunch of old windows from when I built my greenhouse, and I didn't use all the windows when I was just going around buying them on Facebook Market. If you have old windows, measure that window out, make a box. Now, a lot of cold frames are built at a slant, at a certain angle, like so. They're not square up like this. If you got any type of carpentry skills or a little bit of know how to use a drill or whatnot, I mean, some extra wood laying around, it would be worth trying to make that. So, and if you can't, I don't see what the problem would be as far as it being upright. Now, you could start the plants in it. You might not be, depending on what you're growing too, you might not be able to do a tomato plant in a cold frame, but you will be able to do brassicas. We're talking in a cold winter now, because it's not, a brassica's not going to need that in the end of the winter going into spring. it's not going to need that type of heat. If you're talking about bush crop type uh, peas or beans, this might be good for you. That soil has to be hot, so you want to make sure that that sun and that spot is isolated and that it gets real warm down there, because you already know if you're starting from seeds, it's not going to germinate. Peppers, you might have a challenge with, because peppers need that heat. So you're probably going to have a challenge with. Let's see. Consider your climate zone before you choose your plants. We just talked about that, the peppers. You're going to have a problem with the peppers because peppers will not germinate unless they are in warm soil. That's why a lot of us start our pepper plants inside on a heat mat, grow mat, because they need that warmth. Then we transplant them outside. So these are things that you might want to consider as well in your survival garden. Even if you call your survival garden, we're in the middle of the season, this is just where I'm going to put all my extra. A lot of us will do our seeds in these trays. I don't have one. In the trays. And we'll have so many plants left over because all of them might have germinated or all of them were healthy. We looked up. Out of 10 plants, we got 8, but you only needed 4. Don't throw away those extra plants. Keep those extra plants. If you could put those in your survival garden, which will be like your extra garden for your layover, for the rest of your extra stuff that you have in there to put over there to grow, and continue growing it out. Even if it's too much for your family, say that's my pay it forward garden. That's my garden to give to somebody else. So keep that in mind too when you're building your raised beds, or when you looking around your yard and you got another space. If you're a tiller, you're tilling your land, till an extra spot for those layover plants that you have extra to put in there. Garden Hoe, hello, thank you for coming in. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Moon Gardener, if I haven't spoken to you, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Consider your climate zone. We talked about that. Affect deciding what you will grow. You have to decide what you're going to grow. Okay. Again, your pepper plants, if you got them in an extra space, let's say you have 4x4 extra growing space. It's already prepped, it's ready to go. Depending on how that sun hit that 4x4 space, it's depending on what you're going to put there. If you're growing okra, you know okra gets way tall. So you got 2 extra okra plants that's left over, and you want to put them over in the survival garden. You're not going to put them in a position where they're going to shade out everything else, because that'll be defeating the whole purpose of having a survival garden. You're going to put them at the right spot where that sun will not hit them from behind and shade out everything in front of it. So you got to pay attention to the direction of the sun as well, and how it's coming into that particular spot that you have to grow your survival garden. So we got 2 extra okra plants, and now we want to put some tomatoes. Okay. A little ways from that, you want to plant a couple of tomatoes. We know some tomatoes can get as big as okra plants. So you want to keep in mind what type of tomatoes you want to grow. You might want to grow the cherry tomatoes, the Roma tomatoes. Those really don't get tall. Tiny Tim, I think they call those tomatoes. Those are like patio tomatoes. And if you're planting in containers, you got extra containers, the same thing applies. Make sure that you know what variety that you're growing, and if you're going to be able to accommodate that particular variety. All right. Research the nutrition and the longevity of your plant. Okay? Researching the nutrition and the longevity of your plant. We're talking about beans, peanuts, potatoes, squash, tomatoes, sunflower, sweet potato, peas, carrots, beets, grapes. All of these have longevity and they're very nutritious. So you got to think about that. We're talking about a survival type garden, okay? Where I'm going to get my protein from, where I'm going to get the most nutrition from. That's the garden. That's the type of stuff that you're going to put in there, but only if you like it. Don't plant what you don't eat. That's defeating the purpose. I tell people that all the time. Don't plant what you don't eat. What is the point of it? I don't eat radish. I don't plant them. Okay? Herbs. Now, we know herbs carry so many different benefits from it. You got the mint. Mint has different benefits. Arugula has different benefits. So check the benefits. Oh, it has nutritional benefits and medicinal benefits. So you want to check and find out what different herbs will give you the different benefits. And you can put those in your garden as well. Ginger is another thing. I drink a lot of ginger because it helps with my inflammation, with the swelling. Ginger is very good for me for that. I'm saying it like that because somebody might not be able to take ginger. And I don't want you to be like, Backyard Gardener, you told me to go drink some ginger and it messed up something else. No. For me, I drink a lot of ginger and turmeric. And it's very helpful for me. All right. So that's why you want to make sure you do your herbs too. Sometimes if your survival garden only consists of herbs, there's nothing wrong with that. This particular garden is I call it my survival garden because of the benefits that I'm going to get from it. Nothing wrong with that. Get you a spot, put it over there, and use that as your survival garden. Now, you know you can grow most herbs can be grown inside in a sunny south facing window as well. So you have an opportunity there. Yes, you can use them as for concession planting. Those just hold them back a couple of weeks and then you can plant some more in there. That way you're not harvesting everything at the same time. And I highly recommend concession planting anyway. So that you don't be overwhelmed at harvest season. And a lot of us that know at harvest season, we got a couple of plants that comes up. It's time to harvest at the same time. We're so overwhelmed because, one, we're not prepared on what to do with that harvest. And two, it's so much, we wind up giving a lot of it away or letting a lot of it go to waste because at that particular time, we're not prepared for it. So, yes, definitely concession plant. That way you're not so overwhelmed. And you can also do that with different variety of trees that you buy. Like for some of you guys are starting to get into your fruit trees, find out when these trees harvest, the harvest time. Some might harvest in August. Some might harvest in September. Some might harvest in October. Find out when the harvest is because you don't want all your trees. You have the same trees that harvest at the same time. So that's something you want to look at too if you're going to do multiple trees in your yard. Find out when it's, time for them to be harvest. Like, and another thing, even with your strawberries, I have June bearing strawberries. So from June through July, we're harvesting strawberries. But I want an everbearing. Now I have an everbearing put into the yard where all through the season, they can harvest strawberries out the yard. All right. And grapes is another thing. That's something that you can harvest at different times. All grape varieties don't ripen at the same time. So it's important to pay attention to that. And if you ordering your stuff offline, it'll tell you around what month is harvest for those particular plants or for those particular trees. And as far as in your garden, it'll tell you if your garden is 40, if it's a 45-day from seed to harvest, 65, 110. However, it'll tell you exactly. So count from the day of seed to 110, and you'll know about what month you're going to start harvesting stuff. And it's the same thing with everything basically. If you're growing two different types of variety of watermelon, most watermelons is 100 days. Make sure you space that out. Wait 2 weeks before, or wait 3 weeks before you put those other seeds down for your other watermelons. That way you're not harvesting all of them at one time. That was a very good point that you made, Suzette. Thank you for that. So again, basil, rosemary, lemon balm, thyme, lemon balm, and then perennials too. Let's go back for a little bit. Some lemon balm comes back every year. Mint comes back every year. Some I can't think of it. Lemon grass comes back every year. So you gotta kind of know what you want to work with, what you want to grow with. They come back every year. But remember, if you grow a mint, I would highly suggest that you grow it in containers because they're a very invasive plant. They'll take over. I don't know if it was Food Forest Permaculture video I watched, and he had the most beautiful mint. No, I think it was Plant Abundance. Beautiful mint, but it was starting to take over. So I will put that in containers for sure. T-Town Gambler, hello, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope all is well. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. Create a system for natural irrigation. All right. So what are ways that we could create a system for natural irrigation that we can water our plant? P. Smith Gardner, hello. Good afternoon. How are you? Thank you for coming in. What are ways that we can naturally water our plants, or we can create some type of system? Anybody? That's right, rain barrels. Now, rain barrels are not, I think in Arizona, they can't use rain barrels, and I was trying to figure out, like, why. And I found out in one of my classes why they couldn't use rain barrels, and it's pretty much because they want, it's deep. I have to go into the whole thing of it. But yeah, rain barrels are really, really good. Buckets are really good. If you don't have a barrel, you can make a rain barrel. I'm going to do a video. If you're able to get a 55-gallon drum, food grade, that'll be awesome. If you can't get a 55-gallon drum, guess what? Get a 55-gallon garbage can with a lid. Any way that you can capture your own water to help feed your garden is good. Not survival or non-survival, because watering your garden from the tap, it's two things going on with that. First of all, your water has so much chlorine in it that it's really not getting the nutrients that it needs for the plant, because everything is so filtered. Second of all, your water bill gonna be extremely high, and our water bill here is a fight. So rainwater is better anyway. You ever notice that you go out, you water your grass all summer, and it don't seem like it's doing anything for the grass, and then as soon as it rains, the grass is nice, pretty, and green? That's because it doesn't have all of the filtrate and chemicals in it the chlorine to keep the water safe for drinking. It has everything else in it, that comes off. It's nitrogen, it's in the air. It's in that water too. Okay? Fluoride in the tap water. Exactly. Thank you so much. So rain barrels is a really, really, really good idea. 5-gallon buckets. You might not have it that deep. Sit you some 5-gallon buckets out. I told you guys where you could probably get some free buckets at. If you got Sam Club, the bakery department, they have buckets. Any type of bakery shop, cream comes in the bucket. Frosting comes in the bucket. They give that stuff away. If you have a pickle area where they have pickles, or a shop that uses a lot of sandwich place, they have a lot of buckets, because they pickles come in either the 5-gallon buckets, or they come in the big black buckets with the 55-gallon drums, with the top on it. If you can get a hold of one of them, that'll be perfect. White buckets you have to be careful of, because you'll get that algae in your water. And you don't want that. You don't want the algae to be all in your water, so you have to be careful. So if you can get a colored bucket, like a blue or a gray or a black, that'll be better. That black is going to heat up quick in the summertime. So if you got that sun bouncing off of that 55-gallon drum for 8 hours, that water will come out so hot you might want to fill your container up and let it cool down for a minute before you pour it over on your plant, because I'm telling you, sometimes it's like boiling water. So these are things to remember. And you connect them to your downspout. Get an old downspout, or go get one, cut it off, convert it, take your regular downspout off, sit it in your garage, or put it somewhere safe so that you could change it out at the end of the season and put it back up there. Or you can go online and order the converter that hooks right to your downspout. Then it has a hose and it goes right into the bucket. But at all costs, try to keep your water catchment covered, because it is also a breeding ground for mosquitoes, and you don't want to be dealing with a bunch of mosquitoes. Okay. Let me see. I have mine hooked up to my sprinkler system. I love being able to use rainwater. Rainwater is the best, because it's free and the plants love it. So yes, when I was a kid, my mom used to put buckets outside when it rained, and I never understood it. But then she would bring them in and feed her houseplants, and her houseplants was always nice, pretty, and green. So we remember those little techniques as we were younger. And if you got a bucket that don't have a top to it, you can get screens, old window screens. And if push comes to shove, once you're finished with that bucket, go get you some bungee cords, connect them together, put you a plastic bag over it, and cover it. Because again, you don't want it to be a breeding ground for mosquitoes. It's a lot of creative ways that we could do things. So that's just one thing. We just got to think about, okay, how are we going to cover this up? But don't leave it uncovered. You don't have to necessarily go and buy some of this stuff. You might have it. Like, I got a recycled container that I don't have a whole lot of recycled material. My cardboard I put out in my garden. My packages I pretty much throw away, so you can use that too. I have cameras in my yard too. I caught my brother taking my watermelons one time. I was like, "You been over my house?" I was out of town. He was like, "What?" No. I was like, "Yes, you do. I got you on camera. You took one of my watermelons out the yard." So we laughed about that for a long time. But yeah, I have cameras in my yard too, Miss Farola. Everybody really might need cameras. Now it's rough. I've been having cameras for years around my house, because for various different reasons. And it's just a sense of comfort. You hear a little noise outside, whether it's a of a raccoon or something, you want to know what it is, and you don't have to go out there looking, because I'm not going looking for the monster. I'm going to run the other way. But you can peek through the cameras and kind of see what's going on, which is good. Mm-hmm. P. Gardner says she has cameras all around her house. I have 4 cameras. My 5th one will probably be in my the back of the house. When I extend that garden all the way back, I'm definitely gonna have to have a camera back there installed. So it'll be the back of the house looking at the house. I have it on the house looking in the yard, but I need to go toward the back. And the wireless cameras, they have those. You don't have to, you don't, see, back in the day when the cameras first came out, we used to have people to install them and cut into our drywall and all of that and hide the cords up under the siding. You ain't got to do that no more. Now they have the wireless cameras where if you got Wi-Fi, you're good. And you can hook that camera anywhere you want to. No wires connected at all. But they do run off batteries. Some of them last up to 2 years. And some of them are rechargeable. And then some is just AA batteries. I think it's Brink or Bling got the AA battery. G-Kicks, hello. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I haven't seen you in forever. I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you. Those cameras are they really come in handy. Outside the home and inside the home as well. So definitely, if you can afford to invest in cameras, you might want to look into that around your property. And I first got into cameras on one of my buildings. We started putting cameras up because things were moving. We had to figure out how they were moving. So once it worked so perfectly there, because you could be at home, have an eye on your home, and not even be there, which is awesome. And those other cameras, those doorbell cameras, I really like those because somebody ring your doorbell, because the first thief is going to ring the doorbell to see if you're home. And he don't want to get surprised. And you can speak to those cameras as if you're in the house. And you might be in a whole nother city. So I think that's really, really awesome. Four Horns Farm, hello. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Welcome. G-Kicks, I'm going to have to check you out because I think we've been disconnected. I haven't seen a video from you in a while. And I know you go live and keep the video. So definitely after this stream, I'm going to see what's going on. So definitely try to do that. Let's see what else we have. I think that's about it. So again, we're not professionals. We just out here really basically trying to help each other. Bounce ideas off each other. It's not that, we're going to put up a video and we're going to talk about survival or we're going to talk about how to save this. No, this is a time where we do need help. This is the time where we do need to get ideas from other people. I watched Four Horns Farm video. She did the turmeric milk. I love turmeric. But I never thought to do it like that. And guess what? I'm going to try to do it like that. We get ideas from each other. So you can't be like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. They ain't a professional, or you don't do it like that. Okay, if you know a better way, and you just got the idea from somebody and you know a better way, then just do it your way. But the whole point is to do it. That's the whole point. To start it, to do it. Because right now, again, this is not the time where we divide. It's a time where we come together and we share our knowledge with each other. We share our knowledge on how to grow our food. We share our knowledge and tips on how to save our food is very important. How to ration out our food. A lot of us have kids. And my grandbabies is used to coming over here whenever they want to and getting a piece of fruit or getting a peanut butter and jelly pocket out the refrigerator or whatever. Now it's the time where oh, ooh, I gotta get that to you. You already had one for the day. You know what I'm saying? Lead Farmer 73, hello. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. So this is a time not to let your kids just run your refrigerator. And they're not going to understand that. They're not going to understand really what's going on. Like, hey, buddy, slow down a minute. You had about 5 pieces of fruit in the last 2 hours. I ain't counting, but I'm just saying. You just gotta, slow them down and then with your kids being home from school, guess what we're doing? Even us, we're being home from work and school, guess what we're doing? We're bored eating. We're eating because we're bored. We're eating because we don't have nothing else to do. We done looked in that refrigerator 10 times in the last hour as if it's gonna look differently from the last time we looked in it. We gotta get us some books. We gotta get some thank God that the internet is still up so that we're able to at least have some type of sanity. This is stuff that we're not used to. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a road runner. I run the street. I mean, I ain't in the street, but I run the street. I'm always taking care of business. I'm always out there trying to do something. And it's mental. So for me to sit at home, it's like, it's hard. It's really hard for me to sit at home. And I've been home for a week. I left out the day before yesterday, and I was in Morning Gardener's Live, and he was like, "Backyard Gardener, how you doing?" I was like, "The walls is closing in on me." He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." But I'm telling you, you have to get some entertainment. Get some type of entertainment. Go and read a book. Now is a good time to start growing them seeds. Experiment. Create some stuff. I'm still going to my class online, and that's running me crazy because I appreciate not having to drive all the way out there, which is wonderful. But we did a test last Tuesday to make sure everybody was able to come in, and I just was so irritated because everybody was showing their house plants and stuff, and I'm like, I thought we was supposed to be in class, but she just wanted to test the system. I hope ain't nobody in here got my did I give anybody? I don't think I gave anybody in my class my but listen, this is the thing. I'm a person who can't really hide their facial expression. And some of you guys are probably like that too. You see somebody in the grocery store that's doing something goofy and you be like, that's how I am. So we have to turn our cameras on for class. So when somebody say something goofy that's off topic, it's like, and I had to catch myself. So I have to keep like a straight face at all times for 3 hours of this class. This not gonna work because when I'm in the classroom, I'll be over in the corner in the back, and I could just be like. But right now, we're right on this camera. Just how you guys see me is how the whole class can see me, and how I can see the whole class individually. That's not working good for me. Replaced my fridge light bulb the other day. I'm too opening and closing. Yes, the opening and closing of the refrigerator is real. And ain't nothing changed from the last time you went. And thankfully, it's just my sons are grown. My youngest boy is 25. He's artistic. And I'm telling you, we're walking past each other all day, and it's running him crazy, it's running me crazy, and I'm like, bro, what you want to do? What you need to do? Because you come in my room 100 times and you staring at me. What's going on? What you need? I'm bored. I know, but go get your book, go get a tablet, go get something. But what you can do, now even though we're on a stay-at-home order here, you still can go outside, take a walk, It's just social distancing, 6 feet away, um, from each other. So you ain't gotta be cooped. You can even drive. I took my grandbabies to Belle Island. We rode around the island, which was a lot of water. I didn't let them out. That was the worst thing I could have did for them, because on the island it has a bunch of parks, swing sets, and they was like, "Oh, I want to go." I was like, "No, nope. I already told y'all before." My 2-year-old, she cut up so bad in the car. I was like, "You about to ride in the trunk? Keep on acting like that." So I'm telling you, gotta take the babies out. Just don't let them be out. I went the other day to the grocery store. There was a young lady. I was so happy that I didn't see a lot of kids out, which was awesome. But there was a mom who had her son out, and he might have been about 5. And he leaned on the counter and put his mouth on the counter. How kids do. And oh my gosh, she just spazzed out and went off so bad. And I'm like, why would you bring him out? Like, explain to him, or hold your baby hand. Hold him next to you. Get what you got to get and get on back out. But yeah, it's hard for all of us. I know, but oh, let me tell y'all something. The salons are closed down here, okay? I'm gonna tell y'all. I can't go get my hair done. I don't do hair. I go and let somebody do my hair for me. So all the salons was closed. So I'm looking kind of crazy at the head. If it get any worse, you guys, I'm still gonna do my Monday live, but y'all might be facing a plant or something and hear me in the background, because everything is closed. Nail shops, salons, everything. So gonna see some people looking kind of rough. All the guys that go live, don't cut their own hair or trim their own beard. They might look a little rough. Just know we're all in this together. The rough times, those head moments, we're all in this together. But we're gonna get through it. I wish I knew how to do my own hair. I never could. But look, we're gonna be all right. Y'all might see me in one of them scarves that everybody wear. Now I can wrap a scarf. So if you see me in those little scarf with the little bows on the top, no, I haven't went to Luanda and start researching my roots. My hair is not together up under that. I'm trying to hide some things, so remember that. Green Balance 3. I see somebody speaking. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. So definitely, yeah, you laugh and I laugh, but I'm telling you, everybody know I'm definitely speaking the truth. You gotta be careful. Look, I got the wings in the back already. I don't care. And then the instructor tell us to keep our cameras on all through class. I'm like, yep, that's how it's gonna be. But I appreciate you guys coming in. If you are a gardener, and if you do have the ability to go live, sometimes I'm telling you, yesterday I was sitting on this thing and I was trying my best to find somebody that's in the gardening community to go live so I could watch a video. I mean, I be in other people live, but when it's your own little personal thing that you're interested in, you kind of look for them. So if you guys never went live before and you want to go live, you got the audience now. We'll sit there and wait. You can talk about planting bubble gum or how to grow toilet paper from a roll, and we'll probably sit there and watch it because we don't have anything else to do. Let me go back into the comments. Thank you, Gardo. I appreciate that compliment. Let's see how you think about that as the weeks to come. Bull Gardner. Yes, okay. So definitely check out each other. Again, this is not a time to sit there and criticize people who are trying to come on here and just show you how to do something different. We're not saying it's the best way. We're not saying that we're professionals. We're just saying this is how we gonna do it. And even if what I tell you give you an ideal to do it a different way, just do it. But don't be so hard on us. We just trying to, one, keep ourselves entertained, two, help each other out, and three, help you out possibly, and maybe you can help us out. Like my title is Survival Garden. I've never did a survival garden in my life, but these are some things that maybe we could add to it to do one, and then you can add to it and tell me, well, okay, well, put this on here or do that, or maybe she's on to something. It's not a time for division, as far as being too critical about stuff. We have to kind of learn. Like I didn't know that you can uh do the turmeric the way Four Horns Farm did the turmeric. And I love turmeric. And I'm like, I'm gonna try that. That was pretty awesome how she did it. And she said it tastes delicious. Well, I know everything that she put into it I like, so I don't think it will be, a bad combination. So like I said, grow your food. If you are a gardener, tell the people what zone you are, because if I'm in zone 9B, I'm going to be paying attention to 9B, because y'all are going right now. People are growing right now. Louisiana Garden Guru said her plants is already in the ground. These are things that we have to pay attention to. Roland Homestead and Wild Edibles, hello. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So again, all y'all homesteaders, put them videos out, because homesteaders are people who try to incorporate. And let me tell you, before I get to the homesteaders, these prepping videos, I never really watched a lot of prepping videos. I always felt like preppers were overdoing it. Now I'm like this. I'm all in, because some of the stuff that they're doing is what I wish I would have been doing right now. I wish I would have had a whole wall of canned goods, a whole wall of preserve. I don't know how to can, but I'm telling you, I'm going over to Cheryl's and I'm going to see how she's canning, what to do, and what I need to order to get my canning done. So you gotta, when you put out your videos, that we're people are trying to put out things that are informative, things that will help someone else, or even if it don't help you, okay, then go to the next video. But right now it's almost like a lot of people are saying, oh, I want to do a garden, I want to do a garden, I want to do a garden, and they're saying it because they think that it's the hip thing, it's like a fad. Oh, we're just gardening because, everybody's doing it. No, now we're gardening because we need to do it. Seriously, we really do. And once we do it, and if we get past this, remember, after this storm, there's the cleanup. It's still going to be a situation. It's going to be a situation with the money. A pack of seeds is cheaper than a plant start. A plant start is cheaper than the grocery store. You got to think about it like that. Which one is you going to do? Now, a lot of you all have already bought your starts. Now, here, I do half seeds, and a lot of my stuff I'll buy. Some of my stuff I'll buy from starts because I don't have a grow area to do all my seeds. But guess what? Our starts haven't even came out at the stores yet. And the way things is looking, we might not have a start season. We might not be able to go and open up to the different nurseries and places that be out on the corner selling all their starts. They might not be able to do that. I don't know if that people is at work planting them seeds in their greenhouse, getting them ready for us. We don't know. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, looking through my seeds like, oh my God, I don't have no watermelon seeds. I love to grow watermelons. And I was very successful last year and didn't save not one seed. Let me say this too. 50 plus, hello, thank you for coming in. Barney, Bonner, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you being here. Listen, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to let it go. Growing your own food is important. Saving your own seeds is important also. If you had a good harvest, save those seeds. Because right now, places are saying seeds is running off the shelf. Well, guess what? A lot of people, we didn't save. I had a successful watermelon harvest, didn't save not one seed. Always have a really good harvest on my okra, didn't save not one seed. That's crazy. That's food. That's food for the next season. So this year, gardeners, let's try to save some seeds. If you haven't saved them last year like I didn't do, let's start saving our seeds. I had a hard time at the end of the season trying to find kale seeds, but I finally found the pack. And when we're swapping out seeds, that's a good thing. That's a good thing to swap out your seeds with different people. If you buy a pack of seeds and you got 20 seeds in that pack and only 10 germinate, that's the things that you have to just look at. It's a possibility. That's why we plant so many seeds. Not because we want 20 pepper plants. It's because we know that out of those 20, there's a possibility that some of those seeds are not going to germinate. So if you're gardening, thank you. If you're gardening, make sure. And if you're a YouTuber, tell them what zone you in. Just don't forget, tell them what zone you in, so that people in your zone can follow you a little bit closer. Because what I'm doing in Michigan might not work in Florida. It's not. Or California or Arizona. It's not going to work. Not right now. I give you some ideas. So, and I'm not saying that I'm not following people that's in other areas. I am following you. Because some of the varieties that you're growing, I want to grow them too. I follow Dan a lot. Because Dan just have the most oddest plants that I've never really heard of, and they're actually quite delicious. So follow different people. Don't be so no, I don't want to follow her. Nope. I don't want to follow her. Don't take stuff so personal. Not right now. We can't. And I think with everything that's going on, we definitely want to have the mindset to help each other out. So I'm really praying that either I can get a hold to some sugar baby watermelon seeds, or by April when our vendors come out and start selling their starts, that I'll be able to get a hold to some, but we don't know. So thank everybody for coming in. I appreciate you. I hope you guys got a chance to network. Every channel in here is amazing. Some of them I'm going to go back and check out. You were new to me. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit that button. Check out everybody. Everybody have a good week. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Keep everything together. And check on each other. Check on each other. It's okay to text and say, hey, just checking to make sure everything is good on your end. I do it all the time. And I get those type of texts all the time. Check on each other. All right. Happy gardening, everybody. And I'll see you next Monday. Or hopefully you'll see me. If not, you're going to be seeing this paper towel or something, because if this head get any worse and I can't get nothing going on with it, you ain't going to see me, but I'll be here. Happy gardening, everybody. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you. All righty.